Okay. That noise is kind of not very nice. Necessity, I suppose, though. It's very cold on here. Why does she never shout for me? I mean, okay, she does sometimes. Okay. This is gonna like throw. Okay. Jesus. That's a lot of fire. A lot of fire. And we are just walking right into the fire. There's some pretty strong suits. What's the plan here? Are we gonna climb in through the fire?
Get it with everything you've got!
Ready.
I am hitting the engines, I think. There we go.
Procedure initiated.
We got it. We got it. But we died. We got it, but we died.
Mitchell, hang on.
Can I use my left arm yet?
We stopped it.
I think so.
We stopped the launch. I'm gonna get you out of here. Stay with me.
Why is he fine and I'm not fine? Why am I hurt and he's fine? Okay, these shots aren't going as planned. Get? How the hell? He's not dying. Alright, poke out your head and I'll get you. How did that not get you? How am I not hitting? Jesus. Well, that's it for me. I think I'm gonna die now. Shoot him, Gideon! Jesus, what are you doing? How are you not killing him? What kind of super soldier is that? Okay, fine, this time we're gonna make sure that the little, reticle thing is red before we press the trigger. But Jesus. How is he not dying? Can you explain this to me? I have 9 bullets now. Well, they don't seem to be able to be shot from there. They need to keep my 6 bullets. I need to wait for them to move forwards. You know, you can just drag me close to you, so I'm not actually out in the open. That might be nice. I can't shoot them, Gideon. I mean, I'm gonna have to try. I guess I had to, because last time it was good. Okay. All right, let's go.
Sentinel 2-1. City defenses are breaking. Atlas troops are collapsing. We need to know the status of that launch.
Copy that, Kingpin. The launch has been aborted. Pete, launch is aborted. You copy? Kingpin, come in.
What the hell is that? Pirates?
Corona, are you receiving? Damn it. Cut off. We need to move. They're gonna hit this building any minute. I'm setting you down. I need you to try and walk, Mitchell. Need to find some light.
Hello, Mitchell.
Hello, Aaron.
Fucking move. I could ask the same of you. He's hacking into our exos! Come on, ammo! You rely too much on those things. The city is falling. It's over. What I have started won't end with me. It's bigger than me, and it's certainly bigger than you. You think I'm a monster? That's only because you don't have the conviction to do what's necessary.
Necessary? The attack on America, unleashing Manticore, killing thousands of innocent people?
I'm saving the world from itself. When there's no one left to challenge Atlas, there will be no more wars. There had to be sacrifices along the way.
Yeah, twisted fucks throughout history have used the same argument. I don't know who stopped the launch. They'll bring this entire building down on top of you.
I could have killed you in the prison camp. I could kill you now. But I won't. I'm not a monster.
Yeah, you are. You are. I wish you weren't, because it would be more interesting, but you clearly are. A complete and total
Mitchell,
monster.
try to hit the release on your exo.
How? What'd I do? Oh, he's sort of frozen us, I guess.
Now mine. It's not working.
Of course not.
There's no time. If he gets away, this will all have been for nothing. Go. Now!
Oh, Christ. Alright, Irons.
Get away!
I'm after you.
Hurry, Mitchell! Keep going!
I thought the radios were broken. Hurry, Mitchell. There's no time. I know! Punch him in the face. Grab his gun. Okay, don't grab his... Okay, we got his knife. What do you mean you failed to
Don't let Irons get away!
Alright, I guess we need to do the slide better, I think.
Hurry, Mitchell!
Hurry, Mitchell.
Keep going!
Come on. Get after him.
Mitchell, pull me up. I'm not letting go. You got to pull me up.
No.
Mitchell, there's only two choices. You either pull me up, or this whole building goes down and we go down with it.
No, you gave me this arm. You can keep it. Okay. I guess I wasn't fast enough. I wanted to see what he said. But clearly, yes, we're doing the thing with the arm. I wanted that to be all epic and stuff, but then it just failed.
I'm not letting go. You got to pull me up. Mitchell, there's only two choices. You either pull me up, or this whole building goes down and we go down with it. Mitchell! What are you doing? Mitchell! I gave you that arm! Mitchell! I gave you a second chance! Mitchell!
I've got you, mate. I've got you. It was only gonna end one way for him.
Irons gave me a second chance. and I gave it back. He thought he could solve the world's problems. If he did have the answer, he took it with him to the grave. But he was right about one thing. This wasn't the end. It was just the beginning.
Is that it? Is that the end? It's the end. Okay, so first of all, I failed that last little cut. I've cut it out, but I failed that last little cutscene like 8 times. Or maybe like 5. But because they pointed that little F in yellow on the fiery, flamey, reflected piece of the arm. I just didn't see that I was supposed to press F. I was mashing E because it was E on the other arm and then F on that one and then E. Anyway, that was stupid. That sort of took any remote chance of any sort of like awesome end game feeling of that little quick time event away because I failed it like 4 times. Right, so we're at the end and I don't think this was as bad as Ghost. I mean the Ghost thing just enraged me because it was so stupid. This one is just more of a massive disappointment because like it could have been cool and for a while it was cool. I was actually quite enjoying this game in the early goings and I was especially sort of liking Gideon. I mean Lona was always kind of boring sadly because I really wanted her to be cool but she was kind of boring. Mitchell I thought was an okay main guy. And Irons was supposed to be the key to the entire thing. Like awesome, charismatic, endgame villain, and beginning with good and then like a logical turn. But then they just completely screwed it up. Like, see, I liked the initial twist thing. Like, oh my god, he knew all along and he had it happen. Like, that was obviously an evil thing to do, but I could sort of see it. Like, yes, there comes the sacrifice, and there's, you know, thousands of people dead. Obviously horrible, but you could sort of see it, and then, like, he will take control of the world, make it into a better place. But then, like, in a second we leave, it's like, I am now the worst villain mass murderer in history. I'm going to be the next Genghis Khan, the sheer amount of people I kill. Millions and millions and millions of people are gonna die to my genetic super weapon. And it was just ridiculous. I mean, it was not like it was a realistic, subtle game from the very beginning. And that's what people always say. They say, like, what did you expect? It was always gonna be bad. Mark Bowl. Story by Mark Bowl. Dude, come on, man. You could have done so much better. Anyway, Kevin Spacey, Jonathan Irons, blah, blah, blah. That's all good. That's fine. Troy Baker, Mitchell, yes. Gideon Emery, yes. Gideon Emery. They're the famous one. So, how did that twist happen? It happened so badly. Because it's like, they wanted us to, as soon as we were actually against him, they took away any, like, tiniest little bit of possible shades of grey. It always had to be completely mass murder evil or complete total good guy. Like, we were complete good guys in the beginning and then eventually it's like, nope, now we're murdering 80 million people. It was such a ridiculous amount of people too. Like, such a huge, just, it's like, it's funny. Like, it's a funny, I don't even know how to express how ridiculous it became. I am all for just like popcorn action. I like popcorn action. I think it's really fun. And you don't need to have like a really complicated, subtle plot, but you need to limit yourself and then you just need like one guy to properly look over this and go, how about we just don't do that? How about we just tone it down a little bit, make it look better. Just make it look like he was like on the way to doing more things, rather than just like, oh, I'm now gonna kill 80 million people and I'm gonna continue because X, Y, and Z. Also, I'm not a monster. And he used to be just some guy, and instead we're having him on his own shooting people and like bringing up a wrench and hammering my hand. Like, that led to some cool gameplay stuff, by the way, but... oh, what a disappointment. Kevin Spacey is such a good actor. He's like one of the best. And I thought Jonathan Harris could have been a pretty interesting character. I mean, for what it was, obviously. It was never going to be Frank Underwood from that. But still, like, House of Cards. I can't believe I forgot the name of that. That's an amazing TV show, by the way. You should totally watch House of Cards. But okay, fine. That's it for story and character. I like Gideon. I like Mitchell. I thought Cormac was boring. He was like a good guy, I suppose, but he was boring. Knox wasn't even a character. Like how anyone was supposed to care about him when he died. Whatever. But the biggest problem was that this game was only fun half the time. Like, half the missions were fun. Half the missions were fun. Because it just keeps going back to the standard Call of Duty, let's sit there, crouched, behind knee-high cover, and like, slowly peek out an assault rifle, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, like take out 9-10 guys and move on. Oh, new area, new zone, crouch, sit down, find a little pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, eight guys, and then continue, move. Meanwhile, NPCs keep shouting, take him out, Mitchell. Watch the 6, Mitchell. The 12 is getting assaulted, Mitchell. We're over on Oscar Mike. And then you get these flashes of brilliance, where you get to do like the fun stealth missions. You get to ride the wasp thing to shoot. You do a sniper mission. You finally find a shotgun from a random mob, and suddenly it's like, yes, you have to run around, blast fools, reload. It's great. It's fantastic. You get to ride vehicles, tanks. You get to fly a goddamn airplane shooter thing. That was fun. More of that. I just want more of that. You can do so many things. Like, part of what made the series so fun was that it was like a variety of cool things. And lately, it's like they just end up throwing explosions at you and give you an assault rifle and have an NPC shout, go, 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 and then I point a yellow thing in the screen. You just go there and shoot a bunch of dudes. And then we end it's like, well, that either ended really well for us or that either ended really bad for us. Well, let's move on and do the same thing again. And it's uninspired. It just feels like uninspired. It feels like the game is just too long because they just want to drag it out and they're running out of things to do, so they just put in you just a normal assault rifle thing. I mean, I get like that's sort of, that is the game. That is how most people play the game. And in multiplayer, currently assault rifles is basically the way to go. But I feel like in single player, you have the chance to do so much more things. With the amazing budget you have, like, number one, maybe fork out some more cash for good story. Because you can do that, you know? It's possible. You can actually put in the time and money to get a good story going. When you have the quality... Ooh, grayscale stuff. When you have the quality voice actors that you have, and Kevin Spacey, etc., and the sheer amount of money, the huge amount of money we have for this, you can just throw $1 million at a writer, just $1 million. Like, you probably spend about 100 for this. So spend 1% on story. I mean, it doesn't take a lot. It doesn't take a brilliant, genius super writer to figure out these problems. You just need a decent writer, sit down for a day, look through the script, and just go, well, this doesn't really make sense. We should switch this we should bring back this guy. How about we do this instead of that? And it'll just be so much smoother and better instead of this. I mean, it's not even good popcorn action. Because I like popcorn action, but I keep constantly... I mean, I said I was going to save the Rant for this, but I couldn't even stop myself while doing the missions. I just got angry. And for God's sakes, just... Why does the game run so badly? I mean, hilariously, still runs better than Ghosts, which was a disaster. But you'd think after, 8 years of using the same engine that they keep continuously upgrading, they would learn how to optimize this thing. I mean, my computer is 3 years old, so it's not like amazingly new or anything. But for God's sakes, I can play stuff like Far Cry 4 and like other new games, and it just, oh my god, it's gorgeous. And it plays really well. And there's like not a lot of frame drops or anything. And I had to drop this down to potato quality to barely keep it above 30 FPS. Like, people have been asking me like, oh, why don't you do 60 FPS? Guess what? I can't even run this at 60 FPS. I mean, I understand that sometimes people have to upgrade the computers and stuff, and I'm getting a new computer. But I'm not the only one that's had problems with this, actually. People with way better than computers we had problems. And even worse than that, it seems to be only specific missions. Like, it was the last two, and it was the one when I was controlling the Wasp thing. They were just, like, next to impossible to play with, like, high texture quality. Like, never mind talking, like, anti-aliasing or anything. I mean, I'm not even going to go into the technical issues I've had trying to record this. There's been FPS drops. There's been audio problems. There's been just cutscenes just not working. There's been freezes and just randomly not running very well. Some of that is because my computer is 3 years old, but you'd still think that I'd be able to run it looking halfway decent compared to some of the other games you can play that are out right now that looks great and runs great. This is an old engine, but whatever. Technical stuff, that's boring. No one likes talking about that. I think the problem was I somehow managed to get hyped, and that's a bad thing. I can't believe I managed to get a little bit, again, not hyped, but I kept hearing that this is actually a really good one. Best Call of Duty yet. Actually really cool. Plus it like jetpacks and that's just that I love. But I didn't think it was that good at all, honestly. It was a step above Ghosts. That's not saying much. Ghosts was a piece of shit. But this wasn't that much better, sadly. I expected it to be better. It just feels like this series peaked back in COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, and to a lesser degree like Modern Warfare 3. That like trilogy of ones, they were pretty good. And then just, for the rest. No matter like where we go, if we go to the future or we go back to the World War II or whatever, it's not been as good. I do actually just as a random note before we leave, I actually think multiplayer is quite fun in this. Because I can actually play the way I want to play. Like speedy, jumpy, shotguns, that sort of thing. It's quite fun. But again, sadly, the single-player game has left me ranting for, 7 minutes or whatever? Maybe not that long, I don't know. But it's done now. No more Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. So, of course, the question is, when inevitably next year come about, November, October, December time, when the next Modern Warfare is coming out, this one would be made by Treyarch, I believe. Because it goes Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, Treyarch. And Treyarch usually do pretty good ones, but am I going to go for it again? I mean, let's make this straight. I buy this with my own money. There is no brand deal or anything involved in this. I fork out just as much money as you guys do for this. Just to play it. And I don't know if I think it's worth it in the long run. I probably do, but not by much. It's not great value for money. I mean, there are some games I look back, it's like, I cannot believe I spent X amount of, dollars for this, but I don't think that for the Call of Duty games. I still wouldn't really go ahead and recommend it to people, though. Okay, anyway, this whole rant thing is getting out of hand. I'm sorry if you've been sitting here listening to this for a while. It wasn't the intention to do a long thing. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found something you liked in this. If you just like listening to me, or just like the game, or just like listening to me talking about the game, or listening to me talking about what was bad about the game. Either way, I do appreciate you watching, and if you're the type of person who stuck through the entire series, or if you're just another person who decided to, you know what, I gotta listen to Rythian rant over the credits, then thank you either way. I always appreciate it. But this is the end of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. I hope you have an awesome day, and until next time, goodbye.